think he's been told by David Cameron to sound a bit more posh.
Well, they are posh, the Tories, though, aren't they? Ooh. Did you go to a posh school?
Yeah, minor public school, Ardingly. Yeah.
That's where all the miners go.
I think I'll have him back on my side.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, enough.
And the coalition has fallen.
Good to be back.
Yeah, I've always said I wanted to be with you.
Yeah. Sinking ship over there, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
You two,
Did anyone see some of the last-minute endorsements of the various party leaders?
Simon Cowell?
Simon Cowell, Tories, obviously. Tories.
Nick Clegg obviously had Colin Firth.
Yep. Didn't the Labour Party have you? Didn't you do a video?
A video? Yes. Not the sort of video you're thinking of, though, Ian.
No, I wasn't.
Well, apparently Clegg had a ringing endorsement from Gillian Duffy.
Oh.
No, actually, the Telegraph asked a lot of people called Gillian Duffy for their views. Genius. Here's one quote. This is Duffy's from Norfolk. Nick Clegg hasn't unimpressed me, which, as I haven't seen that much, is as good as it gets.
That's about the tone of the result, isn't it?
I have a theory about why the Lib Dems didn't do as well, because they sent me a leaflet in my constituency, the local, and she did her flyer like a ballot paper, which had her name on it, and in the box she'd put a little tick. You've spoilt your own ballot paper.
And it's also emerged, apparently, that Gordon Brown is old friends with Kate Bush.
So what?
I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth. It's lonely out in space.
And also someone I thought was dead, Nikolai Tolstoy, made a silly mistake on his manifesto. He was campaigning for UKIP in Witney, which is Dave's seat. Did you see his policy on immigration?
No. Got those Russians out.
Well, let's have a look. No one admitted to UK unless they fluent in English. Newsnight's Michael Crick was camped in Cameron's Witney constituency on Wednesday. Did you see what happened to him? Let's have a look. It was great.
Also, I think it's going to be a very patchy election. I think we're going to find not a uniform swing we've known in other places. We're going to find a lot of surprise results. We're going to be saying, gosh, how did so-and-so manage to hang on there? Crikey, wasn't it surprising that so-and-so lost their seat? I mean, as an example of a possible surprise, we've been hearing from both Labour and from the Conservatives tonight that the government chief whip, for instance, Nick Brown, is under a lot of pressure from the Liberal Democrats in his Newcastle seat. But at the end of the day, my feeling is that David Cameron will become Prime Minister in the next few days, probably on Friday or Saturday, probably somewhere in the late 200s or 300s.
Because there's some imbecile behind you putting funny faces and doing funny walks. So we'll have to. We might.
I think he's gone away now. I think.
All right.
I think he's gone away now.
Continue with your dissertation then. Go on.
Yes. As I say, I think David Cameron will probably become Prime Minister in the next few days, with the caveat of all the...
OK, thanks a lot, Michael.
That explains everything. That was actually my campaign manager.
And because we haven't mentioned them, really, shall we have a quick recap of the BNP's campaign?
Yeah.
Go on, then.
The blokes on the ground, are they saying, can we count on your vote?
And how did Nick Griffin sum up the BNP's performance in this election?
Vote bigot.
What he actually said was, this is the last election the BNP fights as a large, small party. We are now a small, large party.
He was third, wasn't he? And all that talk, just nothing. People didn't go for it.
Right, now, for Labour, the final nail in an already very securely nailed-down coffin came when Gordon Brown was caught on mic calling Labour supporter Gillian Duffy a bigoted woman. Mrs Duffy was particularly upset by Gordon Brown's hypocrisy. She told journalists he was smiling when he spoke to me. What else is he thinking when he smiles? Top lip up, bottom lip down. Show teeth, try not to look weird. According to the Mail on Sunday, the apology took place after a Labour publicity officer knocked on Mrs Duffy's door and asked her if she would accept a telephone call from Mr Brown. And would she mind if he reversed the charges? Nick Clegg came out on top in the TV debates thanks to his down-the-lens delivery and confident hand gestures, rather different from the hand gesture that Gordon Brown uses whenever a voter's back is turned. And, of course, any time now he'll be using this one. In the last week of the campaign, The Sun told its readers David Cameron will crisscross the country twice with stops in England, Scotland and Wales. Well, we've all had train journeys like that. Lembit, here's an analogy you might enjoy. An undecided voter earlier this week. Have a look at this.
I just wish that if I made a vote on May the 6th for Lib Dem, that meant Nick Clegg was running the country, but it won't. And I think that's a poor sign of our society. If I go in a restaurant and I order cheesecake and they bring me apple pie, I would send it back. I asked for cheesecake, so why do I want apple pie?
Time now for the Missing Words round, which in this, our election special, features quotes from the election campaign. I've gone from being what to what in a week.
This is Nick Clegg. And he said, I've gone from being third to being third.
I've gone from being Churchill to a Nazi in a week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the Daily Mail's quote. The other paper saying he was like Churchill, and then they said he once made a speech saying that Britain was a bit obsessed with winning the Second World War, for which the Mail said he was a Nazi sympathiser. Pushing it a bit, really. You have to remember that the paper that supported the black shirts was the Daily Mail. Just point in a historical detail.
That's right, he did indeed say, I've gone from being Churchill to a Nazi in a week. A typical Lib Dem, always changing their minds, I suppose.
Oh, we are and we're not.
What's all this wee stuff?
I can be a member, you know.
No, it's going to be who, sir? Oh, no, Mr Opik.
Well, one person did say to me, didn't you used to be Lembit Opik? I mean, come on.
You get work as a lookalike for him.
Do you think I get the job?
God, that's his level of self-confidence. You don't think you'll get a job as your own lookalike. You see, this is what the public do to politicians. They just knife them. Absolutely. Feet are taken away.
Et tu, Basildon South.
Yeah.
Now, here's our next election quote. Sally Burko, Labour candidate and the Speaker's wife, wrote on Twitter, been what by a couple of smackheads in a stairwell.
Is it seduced?
I think it's canvassed. All sorts of people are volunteering now. It's very exciting.
Heckled?
It was heckled.
Yeah, well done.
Absolutely, well done. Though what Anne Widdecombe and Vince Cable were doing in a stairwell... Next election quote, Esther Ranson said, good morning, I'm a 69-year-old Jewish lady and I want what?
My deposit back.
Your dog pronouncing the word sausages very clearly. I want your vote.
I'm a 69-year-old
yourself?
Jewish lady, and I want to remember my name so I can stop introducing myself in this ridiculous fashion.
You're right, Paul. She did, in fact, say, I'm a 69-year-old Jewish lady and I want your vote. This was Esther's opening remark on entering a mosque, and I'm pleased to report that not one of the Muslims hated her because she was Jewish. They all hated her because she was Esther Ranson. Next election quote. Boris Johnson described the Lib Dems as Janus-faced, spineless, protoplasmic, invertebrate, amoebic...
Fine.
What? For whatters?
Fine coalition partners. Watch and see.
That's what he's saying this morning, yes.
With flippers, presumably.
Fibbers.
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 That's right. Fibbers. Finally, Peter Mandelson was heard to shout, "Where's what? Get what?"
Where's your nearest polling booth? Get there about 9:30, 9:45.
Where's Wally? I mean, get the PM.
Well, it was, "Where's Justin? Get Justin." During a live radio recording, Peter Mandelson was heard to say, "Where's Justin? Get Justin." The bit we didn't hear was, "And if Justin's busy, tell the agency to send Fabio." Did you see Mandelson and George Osborne in the post-TV debate spin room?
No.
Here you go, then.
Well, Mandelson, George, happy memories of a Greek holiday? Flooding back?
I think Peter Mandelson is spending quite a lot more time on holiday after that debate, because I thought...
It's not very nice, is it?
David showed he's ready to make a
Just when I thought I'd made a friend on holiday, he turns on me in that sort of ugly way.
He turns into a joke the fact that two of our senior politicians take freebie holidays from one of the Rothschilds family, meet each other, and then expect you to believe they don't like each other. Ludicrous, man.
So, the final scores, because, yes, that's where we are. Ian and John have 2.
Look, I had Paul half the time. You can't count that against me.
I had Paul almost all the time, right?
Well, how does it feel to be a winner?
Able to secure...
Good, isn't it? Good.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and John Richardson, Paul Merton and Lembit Opik. And I leave you with the news that, as the polls close, Gordon reveals that he's not quite sure how it happened, but he appears to have cast his vote for David Cameron. From his office in Westminster, Peter Mandelson activates the remote electrical charge device one more time. And as the parties try to work out whether to go it alone or form a coalition, the situation is summed up by one constitutional expert.
Their fate will be in each other's hands as they decide whether to share or to shaft.
Good night.
Up next here on BBC Two, we're building the ultimate fantasy rock and roll band. So who should be the guitarist?
I was robbed.
Two bad things have happened to you then.